Hi guys, Mons here again. So what I'm gonna do in this video, I'm gonna go through Clippers and the Nuggets matchup. So we're gonna go through the key factors, the key matchup, and then at the end I'm gonna give my prediction. My prediction at the end of the video. So what we're gonna do, what we're gonna start off with is we're gonna talk about the key players in this matchup. So in my opinion, obviously everyone knows Jokic is the best player in the world. Is He's going to determine how the series go. However, what I would also say is Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is phenomenal. When it comes to the playoffs, Jamal Murray has been absolutely unbelievable in the playoffs. Like, he gives me nightmares. I remember last year against the Lakers, he had two game winners, two game winners late in game of buzzer beaters, and that completely killed me last year. Jamal Murray, regular season in his career, he averages 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. In the playoff, that goes up to 24 points. Six rebounds and 5 assists as well. So what I would say is he's a significant playoff riser. You see some players are like that in the NBA. Some players, they're brilliant in regular season, and the playoffs they're not as good in the playoffs. However, Jamal Murray is a player that you, as a coach, that if your team gets a playoff every single year, you would love him, because in the playoff he's just a brilliant performer. I know people say, "Oh, Jokic won without an All-Star," but trust me, Jamal Murray, when it comes to playoff, is an all-star. The guy is phenomenal. Shot making, just being on the floor, getting defensive attention. Oh, it's just brilliant. I remember watching, like I said, I remember watching last year against the Lakers. He was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Late in games, you think Jokic is going to get the ball, he's going to make the shot, but no. Jamal Murray is the guy to go to in clutch time. Especially, well, last year they went to Jamal Murray. This year could be a little bit different because he's been on and off with injury. He's missed a good bit of time this year with injury. And Jokic just averaged a triple-double. He got 30 points, 13 rebounds, and I think 10 assists this year. And I think eventually he's going to finish in a second for MVP vote. And I think SGA is going to win the MVP this year, which I think he does deserve to win the MVP. So this matchup, this series, is going to be which duo plays the best. So on one side, you have Jamal Murray and Jokic. On the other side, you have Kawhi and James Harden. Whichever duo plays the best in this series is going to win the series. With the Clippers, we've seen them so many times over the years choke in the playoffs. I hate using that word because I don't like criticizing players as much, especially the player, because I can imagine the pressure. But then again, if you're a big player, when the pressure is on, you need to have your A game as well. So we've seen, especially James Harden. I love James Harden. He's probably one of my, in this generation, one of my favorite point guards. But his style of play, well, from his style of play his style of play. I know there's lots of James Harden fans out there, but his style of play sometimes can irritate you if it's your team that he's playing for, simply because he's a ball hog. But I will be honest, this year he's been phenomenal. Whatever you need James Harden to do this year, he's done it. When the Clippers need him to score, he will score for you. When you need him to set up players, assist, initiate offense, he's done it brilliantly. I remember watching the game last week, their final regular season game against the Warriors. He was phenomenal that game. When I needed him to score, he did. When I needed him to initiate the offense, he did it perfectly as well. So next one would be Kawhi. Everyone knows Kawhi. Kawhi is a brilliant player, fantastic player. I think he has 2 championships, or two championships, and is it 3 championships? I'm not sure. I think Kawhi has 2 or 3 championships, but I know he has 2 MVPs, Finals MVP, and him going to Clippers should have been way more successful in the Clippers by now. He hasn't won a ring yet in the Clippers. I know it was a big story when he went to the Clippers as a free agent instead of going to the Lakers. And I remember in the bubble, them choking away a 3-1 lead against the Denver Nuggets, funny enough. And also, last couple of years, I remember Luka beating them in the playoffs as well. Absolutely, Luka just destroying them in the playoff. And last year, the playoff run wasn't great either. So I think this year, but I would say in Kawhi's defense, he hasn't been fully healthy. But this year, his knees looked a lot better. So I expect Kawhi to be Kawhi Leonard of the past. Offensively, anyways, not defensively. Defensively, I don't, like I said, when you get to a certain age in the NBA, you take plays off unless it's clutch time. Then you lock in properly. So I think in this matchup, in my humble opinion, I think Kawhi and James Harden, if healthy, will win this matchup. Will beat Jokic and Murray in this matchup if they're healthy. James Harden has been the leader on this Clippers team this year. He's averaged 23.6 rebound and 9 assists and 35% shooting from the tree, which is phenomenal. Like that's is obviously he's an all-star, and I think we'll probably get one of the All NBA team, probably third All NBA team as a point guard, as one of the guards on the All NBA team this year. What I would also say, they have to get Zubac. Zubac is a phenomenal. He's gone so much better in the last, say, 18 months. Rebounding, his playmaking has gone a little bit better as well. But rebounding is a big thing for Zubac. You're looking at a player who can get you high teens in both points and rebounds. He's a double-double machine. Absolute double-double machine. I think his matchup with Jokic is going to be very, very important as well. Is he going to be out? Is he going to be able to relatively guard Jokic? I believe in the NBA. Great players, for example, like generational players like Jokic, LeBron, Luka, no matter how good defense you play on them, they will still get theirs. But you will have to try your best. However, they'll still get theirs, but just don't let them absolutely go bonkers, getting like 50 points, 40 points. That's the best you can hope for. Or them in office where they get others involved and others making shots, you know? So Zubac is going to be very, very important in this series as well. And what I would also say is Kawhi Leonard, for example, he's very injury prone. He's not going to go to the basket as much. He's not going to be dunking on players as much. What I would say with Kawhi, his jump shot has to fall. Kawhi Leonard jump shot it has to fall. Obviously, in a 7-game series or 6-game, whatever, how many games it goes, there's going to be games where your jump shot will fall. Like, you're not going to be perfect every single game. You know what I mean? However, majority of this series, Kawhi's jump shot just have to fall. Similar to James Harden, his jump shot has to fall as well. And also, they also have another player, Powell. His jump shot has to fall as well. He's a good 3-point shooter, Powell. He's a very, very good 3-point shooter. I remember when LeBron on the All-Star team and he didn't play, they said, "Oh, you should give him the spot to Powell." Powell has been a very, very good player this year for the Clippers. Also, I know I said the key matchups are Kawhi Leonard, whichever duo plays better, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, or Jokic and Murray. However, there's also the role players in this series, as just like the Lakers series, also very important. So you have Michael Porter Jr., you have Powell, you have Zubac, you have Aaron Gordon as well. So Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr., they're super important to what the Nuggets do. They're not a very good 3-point shooting team. So if Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, to be fair to him, actually, special mention Aaron Gordon, he's improved his 3-point game a lot this year. I think it was a career 33% 3-point shooter. He doesn't really attempt much before. But this year, he's a 43% 3-point shooter. He's absolutely, like, that's 10% rise. You know what I mean? In one season. So obviously, like I said, players have to work on specific things during the offseason. And obviously, this past offseason, you can tell, or maybe the past previous offseason, Aaron Gordon has been working a lot on his threes. And now, I remember Aaron Gordon before, when he's on the 3-point line, you kind of stand back off him. You don't go and press him, you stand back, because he was more of a dunker's role kind of player. You know, it's very physical, a very high motor engine type of player. But now you actually have to guard him when he's on the 3-point line, especially with this season. He's shooting 43% from 3. That's crazy for a player like Aaron Gordon. So you have to go out to guard him. If he hits his shots, Michael Porter Jr. hits some of his shots, then that will cause a huge problem for the Clippers. What I would say with Michael Porter Jr., his shot selection is absolutely terrible. I know young role players are usually like that. The shot selection sometimes are terrible. Whenever he gets the ball, he just want to get shots up. Sometimes you can make the extra pass to an open guy in the corner. When watching the Nuggets this year, I feel Michael Porter Jr. forced a lot of jump shots and forced a lot of 3-point shots as well. So what I would say is, like, obviously I'm not his coach, but if his coach told him just maybe make that one extra pass to the guy in the corner, give him a higher chance of making the 3. And with Powell this year in the playoff, I think with James Harden and Powell, they'll probably be the 2 most important 3-point shooters for the Clippers, especially in this series. I know I keep banging up about shot making, and in today's NBA, you have to make your trees. I think as a team, you need to be looking at high 30 to 40% trees on a nightly basis. You have to make between, let's say, 37, 38 to around 40 to 42% of your trees as a whole, as a team. So that will be very important in this series. The coaching front in this series, it's very fascinating because I know the Nuggets coach Mike Malone got fired about a week or two before the regular season, which is very strange because the reports coming out of the locker room that obviously some players don't respect him, his preferential treatment to Westbrook, and all sorts. But I don't believe you should fire a coach a week or two before the playoff, especially if your team are heading into the playoff. They got basically a rookie coach in Adman. I believe in the future is going to be a good coach like his dad was. However, what I would say is in this round, Clippers definitely have the coaching advantage with Ty Lue and Van Gundy as well as the coaching staff. He's made the Clippers gel, especially in the last couple of months. Clippers have been playing unbelievable basketball. So obviously the coaching front, I think Clippers definitely have an advantage there. So my prediction in this round, I'm going for Clippers in 7. I think Clippers will beat the Nuggets in 7. I just believe Kawhi and James Harden, if healthy, Clippers win, in my opinion. I think Denver Nuggets are heading for a big off season. I know Jokic is going to get his, but I don't believe Jamal Murray is going to be that good as well because he's been on and off, especially with injuries, and it's going to be so hard to get your more just to be able to hit your shot, be the best players you can in the playoff if you come into it with an injury, basically. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Support the channel. Drop your comment below if you agree with me. If you disagree with me, I'm always open to have an open conversation with people underneath the comments. Thank you very much.